But I was at loggerheads with Joe because it was like Joe was on a mission to speak 753,000 words in a day, and a lot of those words needed to be spoken in my maths lessons. Hi, Richard here from Learn, Implement, Share. So here's another video in the series of turning around situations, whether it be individual students or whole classes, into more engaged learning environments. And this is a little story of a turnaround effort with one particular student. So this was a Year 9 class, and I'll call this person Joe. And Joe she's a wonderful kid, right? Don't get me wrong. But I was at loggerheads with Joe because it was like Joe was on a mission to speak 753,000 words in a day, and a lot of those words needed to be spoken in my maths lessons. So she's forever turning around and she just couldn't shut up. You know, she wasn't designed for my way of teaching, right? So, you know, every time I mentioned her name, I'd be like on her case, and I hated it. I didn't like that dynamic, but it really frustrated me and it frustrated her, and you know, this thing went on and on. And I happened to be the teacher that ran the Friday lunchtime detentions. And when a student would come into detention, whether I knew them or not, I'd say, "Oh, hi, what's your name? Why are you here?" "Well, I got a detention." "Yes, I know that, but like, what happened?" Because sometimes you get a feel that it wasn't entirely the student's fault. Anyway, so when Joe walks in, I said, "Oh, hi Joe, so why are you here?" "Well, because you put me on detention." "Yeah, I know that, but what's your take on this?" Now, I don't know what she said, right? This is one of these spooky things where I heard another message loud and clear, but it wasn't directly what she said. It wasn't the words that she used. But what I heard was, "Mr. Andrew, you're on my case. If you just get off my case, I can change. You being on my case all the time doesn't allow me to change." That is the message that I heard. So after she'd finished saying whatever it was that she was saying, I said, "Look, Joe, how about this for an idea? I'm very aware that I'm on your case and I don't like it as much as you, but it does frustrate me that you keep turning around, you keep talking. How about this for an idea? How about next week, I promise that I will not say anything negative to you at all. I won't ask you to stop talking, to turn around. Any behaviour correction, I will not utter to you for a whole week. That's my part of the bargain. Your part of the bargain is you will endeavour to change your behaviour. What do you think about that?" And the relief, the look in her eyes and the relief on her face was like, "Oh, that'd be fantastic." So I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. Now, I'm not advocating that you would do this with every student because this was a special thing. I picked that this had a high chance of working with this particular student, and it was kind of the message that I picked up. So, what happened? Was it a perfect turnaround? Nope. Was it a really good turnaround? Yes. Did it work? Yeah, for the most part. And that was a turning point. So that was an action that I took to break I call it a negative cycle of feedback, because I'm on this negative cycle of feedback, and she can't break that. I had to break that. And I knew that by breaking that negative cycle of feedback, it gave her a chance to change, and we had this agreement. And she did change. So that completely turned around the dynamic and our relationship and so on. And interestingly, when she was in Year 12, and she was a prefect, and all the prefects give a little speech, she referenced this particular experience as being a pivotal experience of her schooling. So that was interesting to hear back from her as well. And of course the happy ending is that she now runs a very successful company in the genre of communications. So that's no surprise to me. Anyway, that's my little story on an individual turnaround with a student, and something that I tried. And maybe you might have a student or two. I'm not saying you follow that exactly, but there's some keys to that little example that I think are important. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.